Smoking is injurious to health. Smoking causes cancer. धूम्रपान स्वास्थ्य के लिए हानिकारक है. धूम्रपान कर्क रोग का कारण है.
This is my dream. Now don't ask me if this is right or wrong. If I cross frontiers, don't ask me if I'm impractical. Don't ask me if I'm insane. Well, you won't get a right answer for that. All I know it is beautiful and I follow my heart. You know, my Guruji asked questions and I just love questions. The important thing is not to stop asking questions. Which reminds me, at some stage or the other, all of you must have done an exam. And you know how they say on top of the question paper, answer all the questions. Well, my advice in life would be to question all answers. And that, my friend, is my belief. I try, I dream. Voice recognition.
Checked.
Voice command.
Checked.
Gyro.
Checked.
Atomic clock.
Checked.
Supercorps.
Checked.
All system to go. Go. All go.
Hello?
Hello, sir. You had asked us to log in for our class?
Yes, that is indeed right. I had, hadn't I? I'm sorry, I just forgot.
Sir, should we wait?
No, you don't have to wait at all. Maybe. I'm a little away, you see.
Sir, where are you? We can see a lot of machines behind you.
Yes. Well, I'm a little away. I'll tell you what, let me give you a hint. I am in the neighborhood of where my very educated mother just sent us 9 pies.
I think he's gone mad.
Gone mad? Matlab he has always been mad.
No. This is the way he is. He has given us the answer. We have to ask the questions.
Well, here's a hint. She was so smart, that mother of mine, she decided pies were not healthy at all. So, now, my very educated mother just sent us nothing.
Of course, my very educated etc. are the 9 planets, right?
9 pies. Neptune, Pluto.
And Pluto is not deemed a planet anymore, so she sent him nothing actually. It stops at Neptune. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, us, nothing.
Us is Uranus.
My very educated mother just sent us nothing. Mad. He's in outer space.
Congratulations, indeed I am. And very, very close to the moon.
Moon?
Yes, the moon. I can almost touch it. There it is.
Sir, the press reports are then true. You have built a time capsule.
Well, my time vehicle, not quite. Time-space vehicle would be a better description, yes.
Sir, can a time machine really happen?
Well, I haven't tested the time travel capabilities of this fine vehicle yet, but, it does seem to be working in space. Tell me, what comes to your mind when you think of space?
Mangalyaan?
Chandrayaan 2?
And which organization comes to mind?
ISRO.
And who is the director of ISRO? I'll tell you, my good friend Dr. T G K Murthy, and his guru and my guru are the same. Murthy was the former outstanding scientist and director of ISRO.
A science guru?
Yeah, let me see if I can get an answer to the time machine doubt. Just stay on the line, will you? Victor Tango, connect to Dr. Tango, Golf Kilo, Mike Murthy. Murthy, M-U-R-T-H-Y. Dr. Murthy, namaste.
Namaste.
I'm sorry, I'm calling you after ages. Well, my students have a question for you. Students, you may ask.
Sir, can one really go back in time?
Evolution and involution are coexisting. Going in time forward, going time in backward, it is happening. In the sense, a seed is there. In time, it becomes a plant, a big, huge banyan tree. In time, the same huge banyan tree, it condenses the thing and goes back in time, not forward. In the first case, it was forward from seed to the plant. In the second case, from the plant to the seed. In time, going back and becomes a seed. But if you ask the scientists, he will say, I know only this much, beyond this one, I don't know. So, this imagination, this intuition, this pre-science, going back into the time, going back, forward and all these things, they are all intricately connected in nature. It is happening.
Thank you so much, Dr. Murthy. Thank you. Oh. Right, steady, take control, steady. Yes, well, where was I?
A science guru, sir.
Yes, a science guru, an intuitive scientist, someone who could feel the future.
Sir, feel the future.
Yes, feel the future in mind and spirit. Hang on, let me switch on the noise reduction. Now, my guru, he was an intuitive scientist. He could feel and understand a lot of things that a normal scientist would take years doing all kinds of fiddly little experiments. I really shouldn't be saying that about my fellow scientists, but it's true.
Intuitive scientist? I mean, what science is that? I haven't heard of it.
You know, Dr. Radhakrishnan said intuition is transcendent wisdom. That is beyond the limits of ordinary persons. Only those who are perfect have a way of seeing the nature of reality, and it is the purity of mind that gives this intuitive faculty. Wait, watch this carefully. Roll Juliet, Hotel, Yankee.
Japanese Nobel laureate Yukawa said, "It seems as if presently physicists have lost the gift of foresight inherited from their forerunners. Abstraction cannot work by itself, but has to be accompanied by intuition, meaning that dreaming will take you nowhere without intuitive knowledge."
Too difficult, sir.
Nothing is difficult if you want to learn. Now, according to Einstein, the intuitive mind is a sacred gift and rationalism a faithful servant. We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. It's a present that only a few have ever received.
Even Einstein talked about intuitive science.
Exactly, and great men realize it. Where was Newton when he realized gravity?
So, he was sitting under the apple tree.
Right, and what happened? He realized and felt gravity. It led to the theory of gravitation, and that gives us an idea of the cosmos and the planetary systems. However, it could not solve the interrelatedness and interdependence of space, time, matter, and energy.
So we have to read, sit in exams, and they just feel these. I mean, it's strange. Life is strange, sir.
Yes, strange as it may sound, these are facts. Now watch this. Roll Sierra, Victor, Alpha, Echo.
It happened near Almora in 1890. An in-depth contemplative experience under a peepul tree at Kakrighat, where awakening from an hour-long meditation, he remarked, "I have just passed through one of the greatest moments of my life. Here, under this peepul tree, one of the greatest problems of my life is solved." I have found the oneness of macrocosm with the microcosm. In this microcosm of the body, everything that is there in the macrocosm I have seen. That the whole universe is an atom. The microcosm and the macrocosm are built on the same plan.
So really too difficult.
No, it's not difficult. You see it every day, but you don't realize it. Now let me show you a story. Once, a raindrop fell into the sea. Watch this. Roll Romeo, Kilo, Sierra.
Once a raindrop fell into the sea. Where am I? What is this? I seem to be sinking. And the ocean laughed. The water drop began crying. The ocean asked, "Why do you weep?" The water drop says, "I am losing myself. Am I dying?" The ocean says, "You aren't lost. Neither you are dying, my dear. When you merge yourself in me, you actually regain your real self. Infinite, boundless, fearless, your true self."
Simple, but we did not realize it.
You didn't, did you? No. Well, have you heard of Yojana and Nimesha?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Oh dear. You ever heard the name Sayana, a 14th century Indian scholar?
No, sir.
No? Oh. Well, Sayana was also known as Sayanacharya. He was a Sanskrit scholar from the Vijayanagar Empire, that's right, of South India, near today's Bellary. Now, he was an influential commentator on the Vedas, and more than 100 works are attributed to him.
Never heard of him.
Yes, I know. That's sad. After 75 years of independence, you don't know about India's contribution to science. We in India knew about speed, distance and time hundreds of years ago. And you don't know, you all must read about our past, our history, our glorious scientific history. Now let me see if I can connect you to Professor Subhash Kak in the USA. He is a computer scientist, Regents Professor at Oklahoma State University, and he has worked on artificial intelligence, quantum information and Indian studies. Connect Papa Sierra Kilo, uniform, Sierra Alpha.
The question of Sayanacharya's statement about the speed of light is very intriguing. Sayana was the prime minister in the Vijayanagar court. He was also a Vedic scholar. He wrote many commentaries. The thing that he said in Sanskrit is Tatha cha smaryate yojananam sahasre dve dve shate dve cha yojane ekena nimisha ardhena kramamana, which means, "You, O sun, that travels at the speed of 2,202 yojanas in half a nimesha." When you convert that into modern units, miles per second or kilometers per second, it does turn out to be exactly the speed of light.
Acha, wo 108. Please tell them about 108, yes.
How did the ancient Indians know that the sun and the moon are 108 times their respective diameters from the earth? The evidence that they knew this is from many different sources. One, it's in the very organization of the Vedic texts. It's also a part of the ritual, the Vedic ritual. And then it's also expressed in the design of the temple. The distance from the front gate to the Garbhagriha was taken as 54 units, which is 1/2 of 108. And the perimeter of the temple was taken as 180 units, which is of course half the number of days of the year. And this 108 was also a part of the number of beads in the Japamala, the number of karanas or dance poses in Bharatanatyam, tirthasthans, and so on. So how might they have known it? Not very difficult at all. All that you need to do is to have someone take a tall pole and move it 108 times its height away from you. Then when you look at the tall pole, its size will be the same as that of the rising sun or the moon in the horizon. And since the rishis were scientifically minded people, they were also always looking at patterns in nature. Somebody did this experiment, and they concluded the sun and the moon are 108 times their diameter from the earth. And modern science has also shown that the diameter of the sun is approximately 108 times the diameter of the earth, which is an amazing coincidence.
I mean, sir, it's unbelievable.
It might be unbelievable, but this is not the end. This is the beginning. My guru, with his Vedantic knowledge of the cosmos, proclaimed the identity of energy and matter. It was a revolutionary concept, but no mathematical formulation was available at that time.
Sir, I mean, your guru, was he a scientist?
Or probably an astronomer who worked on cosmology.
No, I'm afraid not. Not as you perceive a scientist to be. But he was, a spiritual leader with unique knowledge of the cosmos. Let me try to get Dr. T G K Murthy again. He might be able to explain it better. Victor Tango, connect to Dr. Tango Golf Kilo Mike Murthy.
See, the whole cosmos, if we see the outside world, universe, what we call, it composes of energy and matter. And the scientists for last 300 years, they were working on this one, what this universe is made up of, how they are interrelated, what are the physical laws governing these things. They were finding. Newton found some Newton's law of gravitations, the law of attraction between the objects, but he accepted energy, matter, space, and time are the four independent parameters. And all the rest of the scientists were also accepted, and they were following the same procedure. 1895 to US, there he happened to meet Tesla.
Now, my guru, late in the year 1895, wrote in a letter to an English friend.
Mr. Nikola Tesla, the famous Russian scientist, thinks he can demonstrate that force and matter can be reduced to potential energy. I am to go and see him next week to get the new mathematical demonstration. In that case, the Vedantic cosmology will be placed on an unshakable foundation. I am working a good deal now upon the cosmology of the Vedanta. I clearly see that perfect union in modern science, and the elucidation of the one will be followed by the other.
Now watch this. Roll Tango, November, Charlie, 6873.
He said, Tesla refers to electricity as a living being. He talks to him and gives him orders. Nikolai Nevesky, PhD in Physics and Mathematics, Institute of Applied Mathematics of the Russian Academy of Sciences, said, by the nature of my work, I have been dealing with electromagnetic interactions for a long time and trying to understand the nature of this interaction. Each elementary particle, an electron, a proton, is a complexly organized entity. It is a living and intelligent being, no simpler than you and I. And it is not unusual to come to an agreement with them, to get in touch with them. I am not the only one who adheres to such views. There are a lot of theorists, but mostly experimenters, who encounter similar things and revise their worldview. Today, it is established that elementary particles can obey the mental instructions of a person. This does not fit into the known physical laws, but it has been proven in many experiments. Yuri Mazurin, candidate of physical and mathematical sciences, said, experiments were carried out in which mental influence deflected the laser beam. water changed its properties at a distance of thousands of kilometers, and the plane of polarization of light rays changed. Professor Velimir Abramovich of Serbia said, Tesla believed that the universe is an integral organism, which consists of many parts, similar but differing in different vibration frequencies. Each part is a parallel world, entering into resonance with the frequency of another world. This is the way you can travel throughout space.
You know, in the United States and Europe, my guru met many of the well-known scientists of that time, including Lord Kelvin. And in New York, he met Sir William Thomson, Lord Kelvin, and Professor Helmholtz, the leading representatives of science in that time in the West. And on one occasion in Oakland in 1900, he said, "We have matter and force. The matter we do not know how disappears into force and force into matter. Therefore, there is something which is neither force nor matter, as these two may not disappear into each other. This is what we call the universal mind." Dr. Murthy, you might explain how his feeling got proved.
In 1905, Einstein, he came up with the equation E is equal to mc square. Energy is equal to matter times the velocity of light. He was able to intuitively connect these four parameters are related to one. But he cannot prove either mathematically or he doesn't have instruments to prove it. So he had to take the help of Tesla. And Tesla also, the problem must be very severe. He was not able to.
E is equal to mc square. It was the change in the geometry from three-dimensional to four-dimensional that allowed Einstein to realize what we see as mass or matter is just potential energy. See, this is the equation that my guru hoped to get from Tesla. But time cannot exist in the absence of matter and space. And this is precisely the essence of the profound concept put forward by my guru for Tesla to formulate. Einstein himself has acknowledged the contribution of my guru. He said, there's one Kananda who predicted that energy and matter are interchangeable.
Kananda?
Yes, yes. You know about CERN, don't you? CERN. It's the world's largest physics laboratory. You've heard of the Big Bang Theory? Now, the Large Hadron Collider at CERN usually collides protons together. It is these proton-proton collisions that led to the discovery of the Higgs boson in 2012. And do you know who greets you at the gate?
Must be the security guy, sir.
Yes, true. But what do you see first?
What?
You see the Nataraja, Shiva, in the form of the cosmic dancer.
You mean Shiva, not Raj? At CERN?
Yes, of course. And he lives in Mount Kailash, which no man has ever been able to climb.
Sir, but who is Kananda?
Kananda. Kananda. Who else but Swami Vivekananda? Yes, he was not just one of the greatest communicators. He was a spiritual leader, a visionary, but an intuitive scientist too.
Sir, can we ask something? Why can't we get another Vivekananda today?
Why can't we get another Vivekananda today? Indeed, why not? But they don't make him like that anymore.